Hello, everyone. We're going to go over the case with the 13-year-old girl that went missing from Dallas, Texas on March 1st. And she was found in um, a shed in a backyard in North Carolina, outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. And she met this person on a gaming site, and he convinced her to leave home and let him come pick her up. So she's found 1,000 miles away. Thank God she was found safe and alive. Now, what she went through, she went missing on the 1st of March. She was found on March 10th. What she went through during that time is, we can only assume, something that is horrific. I you know, I hate to think of what she went through, but she's alive, thank God. And it's just just another, as if we haven't had enough to tell us what can happen online with these kids. They're talking to people, they believe, this happens to adults. Quite honestly, it happened to me on this channel right here. Um, I believed what somebody was telling me. And now, obviously, I would not have allowed this person to come and pick me up and take me away from my life. But if I were a child in a situation where I was very unhappy at home, or maybe teenagers are always unhappy. Honestly, they are. Let's be realistic. A young teen, a lot of times you're going through puberty and you're not a child, you're not an adult. You don't know where you fit in. 13 years old is a hard age. But the reality is, we have got to know for sure. We have to know. And our children have to know that we are going to inspect everything that they do online, because this kind of stuff has to stop. I mean, it's really sad. It's very sad. It's it's disgusting, clearly. And I think that we obviously have got to understand the fact that thinking that we can actually prevent them, prevent predators, we're not going to. They're always there. They're always going to be there. But we cannot allow ourselves to become victims of this. We cannot allow our children to become victims of this. And that's the only thing I can imagine, is that the only way to not have this happen, I don't know. I mean, and honestly, I wouldn't even want to be a parent today with what is going on. Of a teenager, I mean. I'm obviously a parent, and of young adults. I wouldn't want to be a parent of a teenager right now. I can't imagine it. It would be the scariest thing But I have grandchildren that I'm very nervous about. It's a different world. It's a different world with the online. So I'm going to play a couple videos for you. I'm going to read an article. And, I just want to say that, in my opinion, you cannot be nosy enough, if that's the word. You can trust, but verify 100%, because the risk of not verifying is too big. It's just way too big. I think of this 13-year-old and I think, what if that were my grandchild? I would lose my mind. I would not know what to do. And as much as you want to be a friend to your children, as much as you want to have a good relationship, it's your duty as a parent to know what they are doing, to know for sure what they're doing, to get in their business. You have to get in their business. You absolutely have to. You have no idea what this person is telling your child and can talk them into who knows what. And, I can remember becoming friends with my children, but I remember when there was a time they were not my friends. We got along, we had fun together, but ultimately it was my duty to not care what they thought about me, but to make sure that they stayed safe and sound. And that doesn't always work. That it doesn't. I'm not saying that it does. I know it doesn't. You just don't ever know. But I just beg of people, go in your kids' business and see what they're doing. Make sure you know what they are doing, because the risk is way too big. It's way too big. And again, thank God this child is alive. She's home safe. What she went through has got to be unspeakable, unthinkable. I'm just very thankful she's alive. And I can't, I honest to God can't imagine, because not knowing where one of my children were at that age, I just would not know what to do. I wouldn't. So I will start with, okay, I'm going to share this article and this video. Okay. A man is facing a number of felony charges after a 13-year-old girl reported missing in Dallas 2 weeks ago was rescued from a locked shed at the North Carolina home where he was staying. Richie Simmons, sheriff of Davidson County, North Carolina, said in a news conference Monday that his department was contacted by a special agent with the Texas FBI's Violent Crime Task Force late Friday afternoon about a missing girl from Dallas that was believed to be with an adult resident of Lexington, identified as 34-year-old Jorge Ivan Santos Camacho. Officials in North Carolina, during a news conference Monday, said that about 10 minutes after receiving the tip from the FBI, they had eyes on the home where Camacho was staying in Lexington, about 60 miles northeast of Charlotte. The sheriff's department said they pulled Camacho over as he left the property Friday evening and a short time later found the girl locked in an outbuilding. The property owner said she allowed Camacho to stay there, but said he did not live in the main house on the property and that she didn't know he had anyone else staying with him. Simons said investigators learned that the girl had been communicating with an adult person through an unspecified social media site, and the nature of those communications was consistent with grooming and enticement, and the girl was encouraged and convinced to leave her home. According to a missing poster shared online, the girl was last seen in Dallas on March 1st. The Davidson County Sheriff's Department said video cameras near the girl's residence recorded a vehicle around that time that was registered to an address in Davidson County, North Carolina. Following her rescue Friday, the girl, who appeared to be uninjured, was taken to a medical center for evaluation before being reunited with her family in Dallas. Because the missing girl is a juvenile and believed to be a victim of a sex crime, to protect her identity, her name has been intentionally omitted from this story. Simon said Camacho is facing a number of charges, including felonies for child abduction, felonious restraint of a child, human trafficking, rape of a person under 15, and indecent liberties with a child. Camacho, Simons said, may face additional charges and is being held on bonds totaling $1.25 million. Camacho made his first court appearance Monday afternoon and was told by the judge that if he's convicted, he faces life in prison without parole. It's not immediately clear if Camacho has obtained an attorney. Simons did not release any details about Camacho's criminal history, including whether he had a history of crimes against children. The investigation is ongoing and additional information will be released when available. Simons warned parents that cases like this are becoming more frequent and that parents should be doing more to monitor what their children are doing online. If it doesn't stop at home, it comes to the schools, and the teachers have that responsibility. If it doesn't stop there, it comes to us, unfortunately. Simon said, as parents, they've got to wise up and see that the danger to these kids continues to go on. Please help us out. I am very thankful. I thank God that we were able to find this young girl. It may not be that case forever. The FBI confirmed to NBC5 Monday afternoon they assisted in the recovery of the missing girl, but had little information to share about the investigation since the charges against Camacho at the time are state charges and not federal charges. Should federal charges be filed against Camacho, those would be announced by the U.S. Attorney's Office. Okay, I'll play this video here.
Teenager from Dallas tonight, safe, and that is really saying something. She was found locked in a shed nearly 1,000 miles away from home. Police say they rescued the 13-year-old girl from a locked shed on a 34-year-old man's property in the city of Lexington, North Carolina. They've ended up arresting him, thankfully, determined that he was communicating with her on a social media chat platform.
I'm very thankful. I thank God that we were able to find this young girl. It may not be that case forever, and what these children must go through. They don't think who they're talking to.
That man, again, who she was allegedly talking to, in jail tonight, held on a $1.2 million bond, facing multiple child-related sex crimes.
I will say personally, I disagree with, saying it goes to the teachers. It 100% has to come from home. We can't ask our teachers. We've allowed our teachers, my opinion, this is 100% my opinion. We've allowed our teachers to tell our kids what to think, what choices to make. That to me is not acceptable. It needs to come from home, 100%. That's my opinion. That's all I'm gonna say is. Okay, I'm gonna play this video now. Now this is a video of the mother of the young girl speaking, and also the homeowner where the shed was found, where the young girl was found in the shed.
Nearly 1,100 miles from Dallas in Lexington, North Carolina.
It was very stressful and scary.
Inside this locked shed,
Heartbroken, very scared for her life.
police found this mom's 13-year-old daughter missing since March 1st, abducted and sexually assaulted, police say, by this man, 34-year-old Jorge Camacho.
We're hopeful to see her again, and thank God that was the case.
The teen last seen at these apartments in Dallas. Her mother, who we're just calling Estella to protect the teen's identity, immediately knew something was wrong when her daughter couldn't be found.
My mind ran with all types of, God, where is she?
But Estella knew her daughter was a gamer and decided to check her Discord, a popular messaging platform many in the gaming community use to chat with friends. In it, police and the FBI say they found messages from Camacho that were, quote, consistent with grooming and enticement. Estella tells us the teen met the 34-year-old while playing a game online.
You know the risks, which we did talk a lot with her.
Yeah.
But, this happened. It was something awful.
After police matched Camacho's car with one seen in security footage in Dallas near the apartments, they found the teen locked inside the shed, which has a mattress, a TV, and cabinets.
Like, that's where he stayed. Like, that was his place, like his room.
Others who live on the property say the shed was where Camacho lived, his, quote, room. They also say they didn't know the teen was here.
Didn't even, seem suspicious or anything, I thought he was a pretty cool dude.
Back in Dallas, Estella's daughter now home and safe.
We're gonna work together, get as much help as we can to grow stronger as a family.
But a warning to other families about who your children talk to online.
So again, she's home safe, and that's a very fortunate thing. It's amazing. But way too many times it doesn't happen that way. And that makes me very sad. It's very disappointing. But that's where we're at now. And, I hope that people start waking up to what can happen. I don't know if we could ever make children understand it, but parents have got to understand it. They absolutely have to. This is terrifying. And anyway, this is what it is. This is the story. And thank God she's home, and be praying for her, be praying for guidance, be praying for everybody. These kids don't get involved with these predators. It's nasty, it's vile, it's horrible. So thank you so much for watching my video. Please hit subscribe, like, share, notification bell if you liked this video. And for my regular people, thank you for watching, and I love you all very much, and I will talk to you later. Bye.